you all doing? Wanted you to meet my friend, the bear cub. Look at this. Isn't this hilarious? I don't know who this bear cub is, but I fell in love with this bear cub. Look at this. I wanted to update you about what's going on in Montrose, Colorado. Our schools are closed for a little bit more than a week now. Non-essential businesses closed down. It's pretty quiet. Denver has a shelter-at-home order. Telluride has a shelter-at-home order, so those are very close places to us, but not here in Montrose. People are staying at home, however. I spent the last week wondering and being scared, kind of, and watching the news. I never watch the news, never. I read headlines, and if I'm really interested in something, I read articles, watch something on YouTube to get to know things that I'm interested in or are important, but I never watch the news. Last week I watched the news 3 days in a row. I couldn't not watch it, so it was such a shock, such a change of life all of a sudden. Such a history made here with this darn thing going on. Anyway, watching the news made me very fearful and I had anxiety and I was very angry. I usually am not. I'm not angry. I don't have anxiety or confusion, but watching the news did not help me. So finally, I realized that, and after 3 days, my husband and I decided, okay, no more news, no more panic, because it's not going to help anybody. So I didn't work out last week. I hardly homeschooled last week, even though I'm a full-time homeschooler. We hardly done anything. We were just glued to the television. So finally, last Friday, today's Tuesday, we decided this is it. So I prayed a lot. I prayed for guidance, I prayed for understanding, I prayed for knowing what to do. And I really got answers. Turning the news off was the best thing I could have done. Second of all, praying was the best thing I could have done as well. And I realized that whatever is happening is very, very sad. It's very stressful. What can we say? However, I feel like it's out of my hands. The only thing I can do is keep praying. I pray for the best for the world to come from this, and the least of the people get hurt and damaged in this situation. But I pray to God to bring the best out of this situation, and for me as well, and for my family, and for every one of us. I think that doing that, switching out from the panic and anxiety and fear mode and the news watching mode to finding peace through prayer and acceptance of whatever is happening and whatever will come, and knowing that it's out of my hands brought me peace. However, there are lots of things that are not out of my hands. Decisions. I feel like the little decisions I make during my day are not out of my hands. Those are the important things that I will focus on. I decided to strengthen my character, to strengthen my faith through prayers, to strengthen my body, to working out, and instead of thinking to go by the minimum and having the biggest decision of what Netflix series to watch. Luckily, I'm not a Netflix series watcher, and God bless you if you are. I don't think anything is wrong with it, but I don't want that to be my biggest decision of the day, if I should get off the couch or get out of my pajamas or what Netflix series to watch, because that doesn't help my character. I am driven by challenges. I'm driven by bettering myself. And I couldn't do that without God, like I couldn't do it without prayer in these times specifically, because it's hard. It's hard to stop watching the news. It's hard to stop to get off the couch. It's hard to stop watching little kiddie videos and Netflix series. However, as soon as on Monday morning I stood up after I spent the weekend in prayers and thinking of what's happening and what's happening with me, what's happening with the world, what's the best for me, what's the best for the world. I decided that the best for me to be a responsible citizen for myself during these hard times, challenge myself, and I challenge myself to become in the best shape of my life during these times. What is the most ridiculous challenge goal, because there are so many limited resources, the gyms are closed. However, I prayed about it last week, didn't do anything other than my walks in the morning and in the evening sometimes, and the prayers were answered. That was my priority, and that's what I focused on, and my prayers were answered of like, how will this even happen, and how will I do that? And now I'm so inspired, and I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna get in really good shape. I'm already in good shape, but I already had so many plans. I was just at a really good place where this whole thing happened, where I was ready to make videos and got a friend helping me with straightening out some moves I was working on. So I was in a good place, and that I got bombed when this whole thing happened, and I thought, oh my gosh, might as well just sit at home and watch the news. Boy, I think for a week that was good. Maybe it's good to gather your thoughts, and I made a video about it, and I said slow down and don't get fat. That was my other advice, because with all that food at home, I was just tempted to eat nut butters. You know, nut butters are good for you, but not by the spoonful. And watching news, eating nut butter won't help me and won't make me happier. And the situation is sad. The situation is really, really sad what's going on, but making ourselves even more sad and more out of shape and more sick is not going to help us. So my second challenge was to keep myself and my family super healthy during these times, but it's also a challenge because everybody's inside. So we have a little trampoline outside, we try to have the kids outside as much as they can. I walk in the morning, I walk in the afternoon, and I picked up a couple of new things like jump roping. Man, jump roping is great. You know, if you don't want to leave your house and you don't know how to do cardio, jump roping. You can pick up a jump rope at Walmart probably for like, I don't know, $9 anywhere basically. Just a simple jump rope. Try to jump rope for a minute. You will be surprised. Jump roping for a minute is really hard if you haven't jumped rope since you were in like grade school. But it's a great, great cardio. So I used to do cardio at the gyms, do Stairmasters. I also walk a lot, and once in a while I run once a week or so. I run a 5K. So I still can run and walk, and I do more walking than ever before. It's good for me, it relaxes me, fresh air and exercise, wonderful. So I highly recommend walking and jump roping. You can jump rope even in your house, inside, in the kitchen, if you have tile, in the bathrooms. You can jump rope anywhere. Try to go up to 30 seconds first. You will terribly fail, and that's okay. I jumped, this is my third day jump roping. The first day I could only jump rope a few, and then it just caught in my feet. Now day 3, I literally can jump through a minute. So I've tried to do probably like, I don't know how many, 7 to 8 sessions of 1 minute jump roping in between workout exercises. I also try to just walk around in the morning a little bit to warm up before I work out, and then a little bit after it, and then maybe a long walk in the evening. So cardio is very important right now, guys, because your basic metabolic rate is down now, and your calorie intake most likely is up, even though you're preparing and you have the food in case something really happens, you know, but you have that food at home, the variety and a lot of food. So I'm sure that it's, especially if you're not as active and you have more food, it's important to keep up with cardio. You're going to pile up pounds on you, because it's going to be hard to work it off later. The longer you go, worse it gets. So if you cut it out right now, then you only spent a week or 2 in eating, sitting mode. If you get really, really used to it, it's going to be very hard to get out of it. So it's better to do it now. As I sat on the couch for a week too. I ate too, and I watched news and Netflix. Did I watch Netflix? I don't know. Yes, I did watch some movies this weekend. And Monday morning came yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday. Tuesday today. And it's my second day of being back, and boy, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. You know, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself fit, challenge yourself with some crazy challenge of jump roping every day for a minute, first 3 times, 3 sets, then maybe 10. This is the best thing you can do right now. If you live in an apartment, apologize to the downstairs neighbor and say, hey, I'm sorry, at 3 o'clock I want to jump rope for 15 minutes. Everybody would understand this in this situation, especially if you are locked down, you cannot go anywhere, whatever. So anyway, so I want to talk about the jump roping. I want to talk about walking, cardio, keep up the cardio, and also keep up strength training. Okay, even if you're in shape, you can lose that muscle really quick, especially if you are older, you know. When you get closer to 40, at my age, 43, you lose that muscle that you worked really hard to get really quick. So you don't want to lose it because things are shut down. There are ways to figure it out. Pray about it, and you will find a solution. It's like, oh, it's easy for you. You see, I see there's some weights behind you or whatever. Yes, you know, I do, but I didn't know what to do about it first either. Somehow, if you focus on something, if you focus on what Netflix series to watch, you will find the best Netflix series sooner or later, I'm pretty sure, but you spend hours and hours and hours to be inactive and not really do too much of brain activity. I keep homeschooling my kids. We are back on normal schedule, so that keeps my brain fresh. On top of it, we are actually reading Animal Farm, George Orwell. Don't read Animal Farm right now. No, don't read 1984 Animal Farm right now. It's kind of depressing, but great read. So we enjoy it anyway. So I keep my mind fresh too, and I try to learn new things. I think the other I already talked about that realization. This is time to do things that you never done before, that you were always afraid of, or you always wanted to do but you didn't have time for. You don't have an excuse. Right now we have so much time, right? Everything is closed. Most of the people are not working. God bless the people who are still working. But if you have time and energy, you have energy right now, you're not tired. So I would say get a good night's sleep. That's what I do with my kids. Sleep as long as you want. I think it's very important to be rested. You know, when you try to stay healthy and even get healthier and more fit, this is the time to sleep. I'm always behind sleep, but this time I have time to sleep. Sleep a lot. Number 1, sleep a lot. Work out, whatever you can. Keep up the cardio to work those extra calories off. Watch your calorie intake. I will have a link here under the video in the description for my husband's ebook, Healthy Fit Self. It tells you exactly how to watch the calories, what to do with them, what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat, how to work out, how much to work out, how does that affect your basic metabolic rate, how does it affect your day, your calorie intake. Buy the book, learn something new. So that's where I was at. So learn something new, whatever you wanted to do before. I see a lot of people on Facebook coming out and taking their guitars out of the closet and dusting it off and playing the guitar again after not touching it for 10, 20 years. I see people making quilts and sewing masks, sewing, people who didn't even know where their sewing machine was. So I think this is a time to do things that you always wanted to do. I always want to stretch a lot, but I don't have as much time for stretching. I work out and that's about it, and then rush home and start homeschooling and do some work in the afternoon, classes. We don't have classes now, so I have time to stretch. You know those cylinder-shaped rollers, the body roller? Oh my gosh, body rolling time. I always want to do body roll, but I didn't have time for it. I was just here and there when I was in pain, my muscles really needed to be broken up. I did that, but now stretching, body rolling, jump roping, walking, and learning something new, that's all you can do. Now, okay, well, you're asking me, so how do you do that? It's easy for you. Why would it be easy for me? It's not easier for me than for you. You just pray about it. I come back to prayer. You just say, okay, what am I supposed to do? Most likely it's in front of your eyes. It's the guitar in the closet. You just haven't looked at it for years. For some people, they start to clean their house. They get rid of clutter. Other people start to read poems or books they always wanted to read. You know, mentally, physically, challenge yourself, keep yourself healthy and fit. So if you throughout these small decisions that you make during the day, they build your character. You get more discipline, self-discipline, self-control. You will work the anger off or anxiety or the fear. You know, every morning when I wake up, I'm like, okay, is the world still okay? Is everything okay? By the time I start my walk and put a little jog in and work out, I am okay. I just want to go back to my family and make a nice breakfast and read a book with them. I do read a lot for my kids. I read a book to them every day, and we love that time together. And my kids have so much time that yesterday they found some old seeds that my husband had, and they went to the community garden that is totally abandoned, and they organized the community garden and planted seeds. They didn't have any idea how to plant seeds, so they came home and they're like, oh, we threw these seeds in the ground. I'm like, oh, is that enough for the, do you think now they grow? And they're like, oh, damn, what else should we do about it? So the three of them, they thought about, oh, what else do seeds need? So they went back and they marked the seeds. First of all, they placed them a little bit more apart. I asked them, like, did you just put them all in one hole? So they placed the seeds. Then they came back and like, okay, we placed them. We gave them a little room. What else should we do? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I kind of knew, but I thought they have enough time to figure this out. So then they realized that they should water them. So the big realization, you know, three kids said, oh, we need to water the seeds. So they got these containers and filled it with water, walked to the garden, like it's quite far. So they walked there, we watered them. They came back and like, we think it needs more water. I'm like, yep, take more water. They took the water, they watered them. Then they thought, okay, like how will we know where the seeds exactly are? I'm like, well, what do you think? So they went back and they marked the seeds with little rocks so they will know where to water them, and they decided every day they're going to water the seeds, whatever old seeds we have. Who knows if they will grow, but what a great project. That took them about 2 hours, this back and forth and figuring out what to do with the garden. Then they came home and they said, well, what else can we do? And I thought, why don't you just sit down and breathe and relax for a minute and maybe it will come to you. Sure enough, my 12-year-old entrepreneur who does lemonade stands or hot chocolate stands, but it was too cold for lemonade stand, too warm for hot chocolate stand. So he made a toilet paper stand, and they had so much fun. I told them they can maximum take 2 rolls from me because we don't have a lot of rolls, and I told him in the morning he will rollerblade to the store at 7 o'clock and make it sure he will give me back those 2 rolls. But anyway, he agreed. They made signs, they dragged the tables outside, and they had so much fun, and people had so much fun just watching them. Everybody videoed them. They thought they were the cutest things. They made like $12. Thanks to everybody. Thank everybody who buys anything on lemonade stand or hot chocolate stand or toilet paper stand. But anyway, they were so happy about their little $12. They divided it up between them. They went to the store and bought themselves a bag of jelly beans. I don't know. It was like Skittle, some kind of organic Skittle new thing that they were so excited about that took the whole day up. So kids are naturally doing things that are new to them, that will have you discoveries, that will help you to have discoveries and experiments that will keep your soul and your heart happy and your mind and your body and everything together. And I think it's time to do that, to make little decisions that are the right decisions that will make you feel successful instead of make you feel lousy and fat and depressed and angry and all of those things. I think if you get up, if you do something, if you open a closet door, if you open your door, and you will find little treasures like this little guy waiting for you everywhere. Everywhere. Even if it's your home or in the street corner or somewhere else, something is waiting for you. Just what helped me, I just turned the TV off, I breathed, I prayed, and I feel great. Like last week was hard for me, as for a lot of people. And this week is just the opposite. So anyway, I think through small decisions what I make every day, and I make a lot of mistakes, and I wake up every day and I pray that that's going to be a new day. I'm going to be a better mom, a better wife, a better woman, a better to myself, to my kids, to my husband, to the whole world. So I will make good decisions, and through the small decisions you make during the day, I hope I will be happy, and I will be strong and fit and healthy, and I will be able to help myself and help my kids, my family, and anybody who needs help. And I think that's the way to go for me right now. And if things do get worse, or if I have to make a decision about a serious thing, instead of just, okay, should I have oatmeal or cinnamon rolls for breakfast? And I hope I will have oatmeal, and my might have cinnamon rolls, nothing wrong with it, but you have to be responsible for your own decisions. So if it comes to a point where, not just in this situation, but in life general, when I have an important decision, then all these small decisions I made throughout hard times, throughout challenging times, that I built up my character with, and built up my strength, and as I said, self-discipline, self-control, and gave me success through following through with something that I said, okay, I'm not going to eat that, I will work out, I will go for a walk, I will play with my kids, I will read this book, blah, 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 blah. It's endless, That's the beautiful part of it, that I am not you, so what is for happiness for you or challenge for you is totally different for me, but we can show each other the possibilities out there. So I hope that during these times, throughout making good decisions, if there is an important decision to make, then I will know what it is to do. And that's what I pray for. And I think this is my responsibility. This is my part of the deal, is to make the right decisions, follow through, be a good person, try to be a better person every day, and hope we don't have to make huge decisions about anything, but we will. This is called life. So even if it's about marriage or kids or body or helping somebody, or it's those decisions are there daily. Hopefully not worse decisions. So hopefully not more heavy decisions have to be made. But whatever decisions we have to make, I want to be present, I want to be aware, I want to be prepared, I want to be fully there, enjoying that moment, good or bad, because I know that if through prayer I will hopefully be given the grace to make the right decision. That said, I would like to say a prayer for people who I'm thinking about a lot, who are locked up in a wrong place with the wrong person. That makes my heart really, really sad. But I think about people who are not in a fortunate situation right now, whose homes are not inviting and not safe, and who are not around people who will help them grow and make good decisions. But I would like to encourage even those people to make the smallest decisions step by step that are good for them and for people around them, to change their situation. So please, God, help people in these times who are locked up in a wrong place with the wrong people. Please give them courage. Please open their heart up to make step-by-step small decisions. Give them small realizations and pleasures and little happiness moments that will fuel them. Give them little successes that will help them to know what to look for and where to look, and give them the help that they need to deal with this situation today. Amen. So the last thing I want to share you is my challenge, my going out of my comfort zone, is to meet this guy here. This one. I don't even know what it's called. You see me? So this is some kind of punching bag, right? When you see the movies and the guys go, this is the punching bag. And I always had my eye on this guy, but I was never brave enough to say, okay, I never was brave enough to hit it. So I'm gonna hit it, and then I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos, and you will tell me in the comments here or on Facebook if how to do it. If you know how to do it, help me, because I'm gonna front of my eyes right now. I literally cannot even go in there to the weights without bumping my head in it almost. So that means that shows me something. I think if you keep your eyes open and your mind open, you will see things that otherwise you wouldn't see, especially now that you have time to slow down and breathe a little deeper and pray a little more. So anyway, I'm going to keep you updated on this guy that I don't even know the name of it, some kind of a punching bag, and I will try to get friendly with it in the next few days, the next few weeks, and I will keep you updated. I hope you are staying safe. Please, 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 just breathe and do what is good for you, make good decisions, and I will try to do the same, and I'm sure I'm going to fail daily, but I'm sure I'm going to have lots of little successes as well, so I'm going to keep you updated. Hope everybody's doing good. God bless.